Well, good morning. I'm Aaron Bowman, W4ARB, and I'm a CW operator. I love to operate CW, especially in the field, and I love to share it with you here on YouTube. So thank you for joining this morning. If you can't guess, I am about to start a Parks on the Air activation. I'm here in Tuskegee National Forest in Tuskegee, Alabama, at one of my favorite locations in Tuskegee National Forest, just a little parking lot not far from the ranger station, and a great little spot to set up, very nice and quiet. But yeah, so today I'm going to be using my Icom IC705. No surprise there, I use that radio all the time. And for the antenna, I've been using this a lot lately, and I am rather happy with its performance. So I really wish that they sold the coil by itself. Anyway, let me explain what it is. So here at the bottom I've got a Chameleon clamp mount. This clamp mount is overpriced. I wouldn't buy it again, but I already have it. There are other clamp mounts that you can buy, or you can make one for a whole lot cheaper than what this thing costs. But does it work? Yeah, if you want to buy it, go for it. Up here I've got the Super Antenna MP1C coil. I love this coil. I like the construction of it. Very solid. Nice metal construction. It's not 3D printed. It's not going to melt on me. Yeah, all those kinds of nice things. Problem is you can't buy the coil by itself. So if you buy it with the whip, 2 extension arms, I don't remember what all it comes with. That might be it. The MP1C. It's $200. I think that's pretty expensive. I wish you could just buy the coil by itself for like, I don't know, $100, $120. That would be awesome. I think that would be a good deal, because the whip that they give, let's be honest, it's not nearly as useful as what we're going to use this morning, which is a Chameleon SS17. Excellent whip. Nice and strong. Yeah, and I do have one extension arm right here. Comes with the super antenna. Came with 2. I'm only using 1 because if I tune down to 20 meters, I'm already going to have to shorten the whip anyway, because I think this total package right here would be about 19 feet, which is too long for 20 meters. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp the Chameleon clamp onto the back of, on my truck, I've got one of these Paragon bed covers, and it's all aluminum. And it has nice conductivity. Mine does anyway. I'm not going to say they all do, but that allows it to serve, and it actually is screwed into the bed of the truck, so really it's got continuity all the way from the bed of the truck to the antenna, which is great. Gives me a really nice ground plane. So the antenna will be mounted right there. Now, let's see if I can show up a little bit. And that's where I'm going to mount the whip on. Sorry, moving the camera around. Now I got to climb up here. Okay. If you see, my pants look wet. I promise I did not have an accident. The tailgate of my truck was wet this morning and I leaned against it. Alright, so the whip will go on there like that. Now I can't reach this from the ground, so I got to go ahead and extend it up. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I know you can't see it very well, so sorry about that. But at least it'll be done. One step closer to getting on the air. Looks like I'm going to poke a little tree branch up here, but that'll be okay. Just the very edge of it. I can get to the far side of it. There we go. Yeah. That'd be good. Okay, that'll work. Okay, to try and let you get a good view of it. So here is my truck, and let me see if I can get to focus on the antenna a little bit better. Probably not very much. And then here is the antenna. So it goes up, 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 up. And it does kind of poke that tree branch a little bit, but that'll be okay. So that's that. Alright, so there you have it. My antenna's set up. So now I'm just going to get the radio out and get it set up. I'm going to be using this little piece of coax this morning. I like this little piece of coax. Kind of stays in my truck. This is a, I think, 15-foot section of RG316 by ABR Industries. And has an RF choke on it. Right there. So that's very nice. Plug one end into my antenna, and then run the other end over here to where I'm going to set up to operate tight. Let's get the gear out. So, my little pouch with the CW key, logbook type things, and then bag the IC705 is in. And then we'll go ahead and tune this antenna up before I get situated in my seat over there. I sit all nice and comfortable this morning. Screen protector. Logbook. CW key by Modern Morse. Still love this thing. Use it all the time. I think I've used it for all but maybe one activation since I bought it. And no complaints, really. Into there. Let me grab this coax. Go ahead and plug this in to the radio. Alright. Turn this on. Let's see if I can kind of flip this up where you can see everything I'm doing. Probably not from there. Okay, so I think this morning I'm going to start on 30 meters. Instead of 40. Most of the time I start on 40, but the solar conditions, the solar flux index is at 291 right now, and just judging by the looks of things, it seems like it might be a good DX day, and I'm not likely to get much DX in the morning on 40 meters, so I'm more likely to get DX on 30 meters in the morning, so I'm going to start there. We'll see what happens. If I don't get many contacts, I can always go back to 40 later, because I live in the southeast. I can always get contacts on 40 meters. Alright, so I'm tuned to 10.108. Slowly slide the coil up until it gets louder. Okay, it's a little bit louder. Let's see where the SWR is. Come over here, menu, meter. It's at 3 to 1 right now, pretty close. Down one, 2.5. Down another one. It's 1.7 or so. Down another one. I'm at 1.3. Yeah, that's pretty good. See if it gets up a little bit better. That's perfect. Okay, so that's the antenna tuning. You know, my secret to tuning verticals, mag loops, what have you, adjustable antennas, is just go slow. Don't make big movements, or you'll a lot of times miss the mark, because it's normally pretty sensitive. Alright, so let's get on the air, see what happens. Ready to get started. I've got my spot ready to put in on the Parks on the Air spot page, and got my log written out, all ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to call QRL a couple times, make sure the frequency's free. Even though I've been listening to it for a minute anyway, I know it is. But just good practice to always call QRL. And then we'll get started. Hopefully we make some good contacts this morning. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you chose to watch. If you think about it, on your first transmission, you're always supposed to identify. I think a lot of times it's habit on the first QRL to not give your call sign. But technically you should. Somebody pointed that out to me, I don't know, a year or so ago. Now I always try to do it. I have to turn this a little bit more towards me so I can hear it better. There we go, yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. Spot submitted. Beautiful morning out here. Probably like 65, 66 degrees. Doesn't get any more perfect temperature than that. I'm gonna start rolling in here in a minute. Just wait and see. KN4TOF. You've become one of my top hunters lately. Appreciate that. Georgia. I know one of the calls in there. I couldn't even tell you the letters. I know the sound of Dave's keying. KQ4 CW. N0TOP. In Missouri. NU8Z in Michigan. K9TSA. Indiana. If you heard it. If you heard a gunshot behind me, I'm not terribly far from a range, so don't be alarmed. Texas KN2Z. It's what I wrote. I'm going to put a star so I double check this one later. K4SP. He's in Virginia. WW? Okay, AE2W. K8ETA. Alright, I wrote K0ZC. I'm not 100% sure on that. ZC. I wrote K0ZC New Jersey. I'm going to go back and listen to it in the video because I'm not entirely confident in that. I think I got something wrong. N0FRC. Missouri. KA3P had been trying to get through for a little while. So glad to finally get you. Sorry for all the sniffling. You can probably see back here the nice little yellow blooms, goldenrod. I'm highly allergic. So when the goldenrods bloom, so does my nose. I think a lot of people are allergic to goldenrod. But it drives me crazy. We have it all over our property too. Well, that just kind of dried up quick. KL7NL. In case you're wondering what I'm doing on my phone, I've just got the Parks on the Air spot page up. And sometimes I'll pull up a little search and type in a call sign. If they have a Parks on the Air account, it gives me a quick validation. Kentucky N4SQY. WA2QLK. QRP to QRP. Very nice. You had a great signal. Nice and readable. Sun's starting to come out over the tree over there. Might get real bright in a few minutes. Put this on beacon. Let it call for a minute. Yellow jacket down here. I hate those things. Part being outdoors. lots of 7-land RBN stations. Got a nice strong signal on RBN. At least in the upper teens, it looks like for the most part. Pretty solid. Okay, I think I got KC0ZIO, but I could be wrong. I know that call. KJ5W in Texas. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We're going to go to 20 meters. Alright, let me tune this antenna back to 20 meters. Alright, really, ideally I would take this off. So that's what I'm going to do. Honestly, this coil is not needed. I think that was an acorn. It's not needed for 20 meters. The width by itself is resonant. I'll lay this whip against the tree branch up there while I unscrew it. Nice and straight. Okay, now let's tune it. see if we can get this perfect. I've actually never used it exactly like this, so, but I know lots of people do. I mean, it's already 1.6. Now it's going up a little bit. You know what? I think 1.6 is as good as it's going to get. Heck, what do you say we just go with it? Sounds good to me. Yeah. Let's just go with it. Let me move this camera back. Okay. So we've got it tuned for 20 meters. And I'm on 14061.5. It's going to work just fine. We'll leave it there. Unless, of course, it's busy in just a second. Write down my frequency, 14061.5. Alright. Of course, the QRL will be off to the races. I think I might need my preamp, make it too loud. Yeah. I'll leave preamp off. Okay. I think we're in good shape. RBN got me. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Sounds like I may have had somebody move in right above me. It came up a little bit. Morning, Evan. KM. KM3STU. Alright, nice little run there. 20 meters seems to be doing just fine today. Keep going for just a few more minutes and then I'll probably call it quits for the morning. Got a fun Saturday planned with the family, so I'll go ahead and get back. Call CQ a few more times. It's 8:03 in the morning right now. I'll probably stop around 8:05 or so. One more CQ. Because it's 8:05 now. call QRT just in case. Alright, let's turn that off. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on this page. And last page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 18 on 20 meters. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 28, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 contacts in the log. First one was at 12:08 UTC, and the last one was at 13:04 UTC. So roughly an hour on the air. I would say that's pretty good. Nice QRP activation this early morning. The sun was just coming up as I got here, so nice cool temperatures, and just an excellent way to start the day. I mean, I love it. And hope that you enjoyed following along, listening to this activation, listening to some Morse code on the air. I hope it's good CW practice for you or entertainment. Anyway, I just hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I really appreciate you watching. If you like this kind of content, then definitely subscribe to my channel. I put out 1 or 2 of these videos every week of just on-air CW, talk a little bit about the gear I'm using, and yeah, that's really about it. Nothing too crazy going on over here. But if you like Morse code and you like portable operating, then be sure to subscribe and drop a comment. Any questions that you have, always happy to talk to anybody. Alright, right there I'll say 73 from W4ARB here in Tuskegee National Forest. I'll see you in the next video.